haunts me. Like the voices echoing down the chambers of a gun, pleading for another chance to rewrite words we spoke in anger, because this is not the way fairy tales turn the page. And this story outlined like all the others. Once upon a time, two people fell in love happily ever after, and the words in between were fillers to add spice to pictures that popped up out of the book like castles and knights fighting dragons for love. And love, always waiting to be rescued, never settling for second best, Prince Charming never knocking up Cinderella's sisters because they were easier. Or Snow White having me sit on the Maury show because she's not sure which of the dwarves is the baby daddy, and we ignore the haunting. Because all too often we never get Rumpelstiltskin's name right and just call him child services. A stepfather stepping up to be a better father than actual fathers are, and truly good fathers only get to see their kids on the weekends because the sacrifice was losing the princess. Because although the first kiss was heaven, the last one was poison. This was supposed to be a fairy tale. But Prince Charming became the beast when he had too much to drink, and only so many times you can say you're sorry before your loved ones stop believing. The Belle Ball gets caught hugging babies in bathroom stalls because she can't find a soul to turn to. And worst of all, you're more likely to be abused, kidnapped, or murdered by someone closest to your heart, and we ignore the haunting. See, it was easy back when love was a decision we could make on notebook paper, when all you had to do was check boxes for yes or no answers. The questions were less complicated. You see, I like you. Do you like me? But we were taught that love evolved, and so should we. So we spoke in true or false responses. You see, this love will last forever. We'll never hurt each other. We'll always be together, but always, never, and forever usually turn out to be false. This story haunts me. Because see, now if we were writing, do we A, get a prenup, B, ignore the prenup because only death when goes part, or C, never marry because the ceremony is antiquated? And the answer to short answer questions like, why are you filing for divorce, recite irreconcilable differences, because it just sounds better than saying we don't love them anymore. Now we need a therapist to construct answer responses to why we can't even love ourselves, because the one thing that is true about fairy tales is that they're always haunting. Like the voices echoing down the chambers of a gun, one slit wrist away from pills that end the story. Praying that God doesn't think you ruined a good book, that maybe if you're lucky, he doesn't throw you away, but maybe recycles what you wrote. Maybe the woman of your dreams isn't perfect. Maybe your prince doesn't always win. Maybe in the end it is only you standing with a couple of kids. Maybe in order to live happily ever after, you might have to drop the happily ever after just to live. This story haunts me. Like the voices echoing down the chambers of a gun, ready to splash your ending all over its page. But just put your pen down for now. Write something else tomorrow. After all, rough drafts are never pretty. And if you must rewrite your story, call it fiction, call it horror, call it an autobiography, but just don't call this a fairy tale.